Now, Alabama Senator Katie Britt sits on the Appropriations Committee, among others. She's been tapped as the lead negotiator to try to get the government shutdown ended over these ICE reforms. Senator, good to have you.
So nice to be here, Shannon. I appreciate it.
Okay, so you tried to at least get a 2-week Band-Aid on this so you can keep having conversations. You went to the floor to do that. Senator Chris Murphy said no. Here's a bit of what he had to say.
So I wish we weren't here. I wish our Republican colleagues in the White House had shown more seriousness from the start. But Senate Democrats have been clear that we have all taken an oath to uphold the law of the country. And this Department of Homeland Security, this ICE, is out of control.
So he says the 2-week Band-Aid you just had, there was time to get a deal done, but the GOP wasn't serious.
Shannon, that's just absolutely incorrect. First, if you rewind back to this, when we got to a CR, a 2-week CR, President Trump and Republicans wanted 6 weeks. Democrats are the ones that wanted 2. We said we've got to have time to figure out a pathway forward. They insisted on 2. We began working in good faith. You saw everything from the leadership, from the president all the way down. The president reaching out to Governor Walz, the president reaching out to Mayor Frey. You saw the secretary deploy body cameras. And then in addition to all of that, you saw Tom Homan go in, and you saw the announcement there on Thursday of saying that we have had a successful mission, over 4,000 criminal illegal aliens found in Minnesota, and over 3,000 unaccompanied children that we didn't know where they were in this nation that have been identified. And so he said this is a success. We now have some local cooperation, and we're going to draw that down. When you look at the timeline, though, that Democrats gave, they didn't even tell us what they wanted until a social media post about 7 days in. And then if you look at that, it took them another 3 or 4 days to get text. We turned that around within 48 hours and said, okay, here are the things we're coming with. And then 48 hours later came with text of our own. It is clear that Republicans are working in good faith. And I think it was really short-sighted of Democrats to walk away from actually securing our homeland. Shannon, this is big. This is how we keep Americans safe. We keep them safe through FEMA. We keep them safe through TSA. We keep them safe through the Coast Guard. We keep them safe through Secret Service and so many other things that are funded through this department. In addition, obviously, Border Patrol and ICE. And look, President Trump is not going to back away from the mission that American people said they wanted him to complete, and that is securing our border and making sure that we actually do interior enforcement. We know that we're going to support the law and we're going to enforce the law, and that doing it the right way matters, and that's exactly what we plan on doing.
So there are different tracks we're hearing about, that the White House is negotiating directly with Senate Democrats, that you're trying to work with people across the aisle, and there are a number of sticking points. It sounds like there is agreement on things like body cameras, but other things like judicial warrants and others, it sounds like it's a lot tougher. I want to play something from Senator Peter Welch, Democrat in the Senate.
The bottom line for us is very simple. ICE should be required to have as its standards the same standards that apply to your police force and mine on use of force, on body cameras, on training.
This is a line we keep hearing from Democrats. They say when it comes to masking and identifying all these things, that ICE is operating in a different way than local police departments do. What's your response to that, and why ICE should have different rules?
First, to kind of go back to your earlier point, this is obviously the president negotiating with Democrats. There's no one better on the border than President Trump. There's no one better on interior enforcement than President Trump, and there's no one better at making a deal than President Trump. And so when we look at our role, it's supporting that and elevating that. But what our Democratic colleagues have to realize is that we're not going to walk away from enforcing the law. And when they talk about these different things and they're looking at it, they know that it's kind of rich, to be honest with you, to watch so many of them having flown off to Munich to talk about national security on the world stage, but yet failing to fund our own here at home. They know that ICE and CBP will continue to be funded throughout this, but they know that the other things that keep Americans safe will not, and that actual American workers, TSA agents, will be the ones paying the price. Look, we believe that local, state, and law enforcement should work together with federal law enforcement. That's why we don't believe in sanctuary cities. We believe sanctuary cities are the root cause of so much of what we're seeing today. We're not going to back away from that. We've come to the table with good faith propositions that we feel like keep our law enforcement officers safe and keep American citizens safe, which is our priority. And I hope that Democrats will join us. I think they continue to play politics, Shannon, and it's unfortunate because the American people will be the ones to pay the price.
Let me ask you about sanctuary cities, because this keeps coming up. Senator Graham was here a couple of weeks ago saying he's going to push legislation on that front. Senator Van Hollen says this: I know they're trying to change the conversation, but the issue is ICE's conduct, not these sanctuary cities. He says that's the issue. We should not let them change the subject. Doesn't look like you'd have the votes to move this in the Senate. So is it just a messaging effort if you push that at this point?
No, look, I mean, this is a fundamental issue here for us in the country. When you think about what's happening, ICE enforcement, immigration enforcement is happening all across the country. Where we're having these issues is two things. One, where we have local and state elected leaders that are speaking so derogatory about ICE, calling them the Gestapo, saying get in their face. You couple that with a lack of cooperation. That means whereas normally if we have a criminal illegal alien that is in their detention, they are releasing them back into the community. That means it takes more ICE officers to go find and detain and then remove that individual. If they were to cooperate with us, it keeps law enforcement safe and it keeps communities safe. Look, they have created this environment by their rhetoric and their failed policies. What they're really holding out for is hoping that we'll cement the failed Biden border policies of the past, and it's not going to happen. We understand the mission. We're going to fulfill the mission. President Trump's going to secure our border. He's going to make sure that American people are safe. Look, I hope they come to the table, but at the end of the day, if they don't, Shannon, this is on them. They're putting illegal immigrants in front of American citizens. They fly across the globe to talk about national security when they voted to defund ours, and the American people aren't going to have it.
We got to go, but can you give me a name or two of somebody that you do think is a good faith operator on the other side of the aisle that you're able to talk to right now?
Look, I think there are a number of them. We've tried to be very respectful of the White House and Senate Democrats talking, but I think that there are a number of Senate Democrats that I hope to have conversations with in the next couple of days to continue good faith negotiations, because that's what it's going to take. Look, the American people did not send us up here to sit in our corners and to play politics. They sent us up here to get in a room and figure out a pathway forward. That is absolutely what I am committed to doing, and I know that there are colleagues on the other side of the aisle that are committing to doing that as well. So we're going to keep working, but just so you know, Democrats have still not sent back over text from our offer on Wednesday, and so we're waiting once again, and they're dragging their feet.
Well, we know you have a lot of bipartisan friendships and a lot of projects you've worked on across the aisle, so we'll stay tuned.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Senator, thank you.
Thank you.